the news at 5:30 now. Lawmakers are back in Washington following their winter recess, and their to-do list is already piling up.
That's right. We're now joined by Democrat Buffalo Congressman Tim Kennedy, all the way from Capitol Hill. It is already very busy there in the Capitol, Tim, so we appreciate you taking a couple of minutes to spend with us. First, let's talk about an email that we received yesterday from your staff regarding a new bill that you were proposing that would make port funding more equitable. Now, that's important to us because the Port of Buffalo has been in the conversation in the news for really the better part of the past year of the state's efforts to get that into better shape. Talk to us a little bit about your bill.
Well, first of all, Happy New Year to you, Dave and Kelsey. The Securing Smart Investments in Our Ports Act is a bill that I co-sponsor. It has bipartisan support already, and it also has support on the Senate side as well. And this would make sure that funding for infrastructure and resilience at our ports on the Great Lakes get their fair share, get their due of funding. Over the years, we've seen a lot of that port funding going off to the western and eastern seaboards, the larger port communities, and ports like Buffalo and other inlet ports that are so important to commerce and trade across our country. They get the short end of the stick. As a matter of fact, in most recent studies show that the inlet ports only received about 2% of the last iteration of funding. So that is just absolutely unacceptable. We deserve our fair share in the Great Lakes. We deserve our fair share in Buffalo and the Buffalo-Niagara region when it comes to our ports, especially as we've already seen major investment. This is about supporting job growth and economic opportunity. We want to see the Port of Buffalo grow. We want to see the Great Lakes once again hit their highest potential and see us continue to grow as a logistics and trade epicenter for North America.
All right, and I do want to mention that legislation is endorsed by the Great Lakes Commission and the American Great Lakes Ports Association.
Great.
Let's move along to voting to fund the government again. The majority of agencies and programs were temporarily extended after that massive government shutdown, the longest we've ever seen. But those are only extended until January 30th. Where do we go from here? Because we are creeping up on that date already.
Yeah, look, at January 30th is fast approaching, and once again, congressional Republicans and the Trump administration are playing roulette with people's lives. We have to fund the government. It's got to be right. We got to make sure that this government is working for the American people. And time again, whether it's the big ugly bill in July that was passed by congressional Republicans that decimated our economy and health care and so many resources that people across this country depend upon for their daily lives and growing our economy, that was passed. But then you got into this horrific, historic shutdown in the fall months and into the early winter. That is unacceptable. The people of this country deserve better. They deserve a functioning government, and we have to make sure that they get just that. And what we're voting on this week is restoring the Affordable Care Act and protecting health care for millions of Americans. That's just the first step. But thankfully, we put a discharge petition forward that we're voting on this week, potentially as early as tomorrow, that will advance the Affordable Care Act tax credit for millions of Americans for the next 3 years. We have bipartisan support. We expect it's going to pass through the House, and it'll be advanced on to the Senate. Hopefully, they'll do the right thing.
This week, another top story, Nicolas Maduro was captured in Venezuela. What did you know about that capture ahead of time and Congress as a whole?
Nobody knew anything. As a matter of fact, this president and his administration continually lied to the American people for months on end. We're finding out that this was in the plans for weeks and months. And look, Nicolas Maduro is a bad guy, and he's going to see his day in court in New York City, in custody. But what they did is they cut off the head of the snake. And just as quickly as they cut off the head of the snake, another one grew, because nothing has changed in Venezuela. As a matter of fact, they're turning into a more authoritative government right now, suppressing protesters and taking people's cell phones away. There is no plan B to the initial plan that no one knew about. It is a continued chaos and dysfunction being sown across the globe by this president and his administration. And at the same time, now they've turned their sights on Greenland, that is its own sovereign nation with Denmark, a part of NATO. And what's happening is we're hearing our greatest allies across the globe denouncing even the insinuation of getting involved in a takeover of Greenland. What this president and this administration and congressional Republicans need to do is focus on the American people. They need to focus on lowering the cost of living in our country. They need to make sure that working families have the ability to afford their health care, to afford their housing, to afford their cost of daily living in every aspect, to save for the future, and afford putting food on the table. That's what we should be focused on as a government and as a country, not every other aspect of what's happening across the globe and going out and creating an imperialistic type of government that the United States is not. We are a strong democracy. We are a bastion of freedom across the globe, and we cannot lose the moral high ground. And I'm afraid that this president, empowered by congressional Republicans that refuse to push back, are doing just the opposite.
Buffalo Congressman Tim Kennedy, we're going to have to leave it there because of time constraints. We appreciate you taking some moments out of your very busy schedule. Best of luck in this session, and back to you. Happy New Year to you as well, sir.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Congressman.